Hi, I'm Michael Dresser. I'm one of the UK's most unique gay sex and intimacy coaches. I think most of us have probably had that fantasy of being totally and amazingly in sync with another guy's body during sex or during intimate moments, both touching each other at the same time in a perfect flow of pleasure, where it's not just about pleasure for one of you, it's about the most pleasure possible for both of you all at once. And it's true, when that does happen, it can feel completely amazing. But the reality is that it's usually more a question of if it happens than when it happens. And so, like most things to do with good sex and intimacy, it does actually take some practice. It's not just something that we miraculously know how to do. And when you practice something, it's generally helpful to start by breaking things down into their component parts in order to get the hang of them. And so, this is why when guys say to me that they want to get better at giving and receiving mutual pleasure, I generally tell them that the best way to do this is to start by taking giving and receiving apart and practicing each of them separately first. So, I want to talk here a bit about why I think that's super helpful. So often, when you're receiving touch from someone, there's a temptation to want to reach out and touch them back. Have you noticed that? And have you ever wondered why that is? Why is it so hard to just enjoy being touched by someone else without touching in return? Well, there's lots of reasons. It often taps into fears about being seen as selfish if you don't reciprocate. And for some people, it can feel like you're not worthy of receiving something that's just for you. And for other people, it can even feel uncomfortable having all that attention just on you. But the trouble is that when somebody is touching you and then you start touching them straight back at the same time, that can end up being a distraction from really being able to savor the experience of the gift of their touch. And what do I mean by the gift of their touch? Well, perhaps that gift is one that they're giving to you. So, touching you in a way that creates exquisitely pleasurable sensation in your skin or your body. So, imagine the most amazing massage that you've ever had. And then think if you'd been touching your masseur at the same time, it probably would have been distracting you a bit from really being able to sink fully into the pleasure of that gift that they were giving you with their touch. And so the same thing applies in the bedroom. So next time you're with a lover or a partner and they're touching you for your pleasure, instead of touching them back at the same time, try seeing if you can find a way to really feel that gift, to feel that you deserve it, that you're worthy of it, without having to do anything in return to earn it. And remember, you can always touch them later if you want to. Or maybe you're the one who's giving them a gift. So giving them the gift of access to your body so that they can touch and feel you the way they want to, because that's a really amazing gift too. But again, if you're touching them at the same time, it's going to be distracting both of you from really being able to fully be present with that gift. So here my invitation would be, how can you find a way to really feel that you are enough of a gift without having to do anything? And trust me, when you can really surrender into that place of just being enough of a gift in and of yourself without having to do anything else, that's a really incredible feeling. Also, when there's too much happening at once, your brain doesn't know what to focus on. So should I focus over here on the sensation of how it feels to be touched by them? Or should I focus on touching this bit of their body that looks really appealing? And when there's too much stimulation happening, it's really easy to end up either not really feeling any of it properly or ending up in your head trying to overthink things. None of which is really a recipe for experiencing more pleasure. So if you want to get to a point in your interactions where you can ride that flow of mutual touch and pleasure more easily, then I really recommend that you start by practicing just touching one way at a time so that you can really start to feel the gift of the touch more deeply. So get clear about who is touching who and why, and get clear about, are you touching him because that's how he likes to be touched? Or are you touching him because you want to get your hands on that part of his body because it looks or it feels so good? Because there's a difference in those two experiences. And you'll feel it in your hands, and he'll definitely feel it in his body. And trust me, you'll be able to feel the difference much more easily if he's not also touching you at the same time. So check out my website for more information about this, and also to find out how you can practice this with me. So I offer coaching for individuals and couples. And like and subscribe below to stay up to date with all my latest tips and resources.